Okay, I'm going to start working on the rear lower A-arms, and had to finish this jig. And problems with the jig was that these shafts on here were a little bit too big and these didn't slide free. So I've got those fixed. And then we'll be able to use these pieces in here, match up on there. So that's kind of the starting point, and more to come. Okay, working on the lower suspension for the rear. Got one done. This one's getting mocked up. Kind of created a jig to hold everything in place, and then we'll do some welding. Okay, here's a little trick. I'm going to have to notching this tubing, but the cuts have to be exactly parallel to one another. So to make sure that you've got a parallel line to put in your tube notcher, you take a piece of angle iron, set your tube in here, then simply draw a line and you've got a perfectly parallel line that you can use for alignment in your tube notcher. Clever, huh? Okay, we're going to work on the Corvette Knuckles this morning. They need to be cleaned up, a little bead blasting. So I'm going to go over here, use the bead blaster, and try to clean them up a little bit. So we'll see how it turns out. Well, it looks to me like the bead blasting does a pretty good job. So let's go ahead and do the other one. Okay. What a pain, but we got the Honda ball joints pressed into the Corvette spindles, so that was a chore. But anyway, got that done, so moving on. Okay, still working on suspension pieces. This is the front upper control, but we had a few issues. All right, Corvette spindles, put in the Honda ball joints, and I broke it. So we'll go back and we order a new one of these for the right side, and a new ball joint. But we have made progress. There's the front lower arms, which are still need some pieces on it. There's the back upper arms, and there's the back lower arms. So these still all need to have some machine pieces put onto it, but we'll go from there. And we did get 16 16 These are going to be the bushings. So these will go in here. Problem is, the sleeves are just 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 inches. So I'll have to cut some new sleeves out of some 1/2 inch DOM stock that I've got to do replacements. I'll show you how these go together a little bit later on. Okay, anybody who's serious about building one of these projects really needs to do a lot of research and look at some of the references that are out there. There's lots of good forums out there. One of them is Lambo Clones, which has you can go down and take a look by the body style or doors or windows or whatever you're looking for. You're going to find some people who have gone down this road before you and may have some good ideas. Of course, obviously, Facebook is another great place to look. For example, Steiner's page and Sterling's, I put links in the description below. Sterling 3D printed an Aventador, for crying out loud. So take some time and look through what he's done. And Steiner, who lives in Norway, was one of the first ones that I've been following that built an Aventador. I think he's been working on this for 5 or 6 years now, and it's getting close to finish, and it is absolutely stunning. The work that he's done on that thing is absolutely beautiful. He's even created some of his own wings, things like that. The other thing is, if you're looking for possibly a gauge set and you want to go digital, LCD Gauges has been working with people on the forum to try to come up with a solution for these cars. I've sent him pictures of my pod that I got from Duraflex, and he was able to look at a 11 by 4 inch screen that looks like it would work really well in that particular configuration. So again, there are links in the description for some of these places, and I think that if you're serious about this, please do your research. There's lots of good information out there. I'd like to talk about some of the contributors. As you know, most of these kits are not complete, so you're going to have to look at sourcing hinges and lights and things from other places. And you're going to develop relationships in these builds with fellow builders. For example, Sterling Backus, who did the 3D printed Aventador, has been kind enough to actually print me some tail lights that we can test fit on the Duraflex body to see if that's going to work. Also possible to do the headlights, and if these work, then I'll be happy to share those with, or Sterling will be able to share them with fellow builders as a solution for some of these builds. And we'll talk about hinges and other things that are out there, but there are lots of people who are contributing to these builds that kind of go sight unseen, and I just want to take a few minutes to recognize some of those folks. And again, I've provided links in there, and hopefully they will be able to help you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you would turn on your post notifications. I don't do updates weekly, but I try to get to them when I got some content that I think will be beneficial. So anyway, I appreciate you for watching, and stay tuned for more.